Hi guys, welcome to my channel Learn at PLC. In today's video, we are going to look at IELTS test format. The full form of IELTS is International English Language Testing System. It was created by Cambridge University in 1989. It is jointly maintained by IDP and British Council. If you observe something, Cambridge University is in UK. So 80% of the English used in IELTS is British. When you're preparing for IELTS, try to watch some British Netflix shows like Crown, and also try to watch some Australian Netflix shows like Wentworth or something more interesting just to train your ears. Let's move on. Let's check out IELTS test types. IELTS has two types. One is academic and one is general. Academic is used for admissions in colleges and universities for English speaking countries, and general test is used for immigration and visa applications in English speaking countries. You can take IELTS either on online or on paper. For paper based exam, you will be writing your answers on a paper and your results will be available within 13 days. Whereas for online based, you will be typing your answers into a computer which is stored in a server, and your results will be available within 5 to 7 days. Let's check what are the common things in academic and general tests. If you look at the image, listening and speaking both are same in academic and general, whereas reading and writing there is a small difference. You'll get to know about it in a minute. Now let's check each test in detail. Listening test. Listening test is around 30 minutes. It has 4 parts and it follows order of difficulty. So what is this order of difficulty? Well, you have 4 parts, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. First part is lot easier than fourth part. So try to get maximum points at the beginning itself, because when you go to fourth one, it will become a lot harder. The listening test is having around 40 questions. And remember one thing, audio is played only once. Here you'll find a difference between paper-based and online-based test. In paper-based test, candidates are given additional 10 minutes to transfer their answers. Whereas in online test, candidates are given only 2 minutes just to review their answers. Now let's move on to reading test. Reading test lasts around 60 minutes and it has 3 parts. It follows the order of difficulty same as listening. So you have to write maximum correct answers at the starting, first 2 parts, and third part will be difficult one. And it has 40 questions. There will be no extra time given. So it is like a simultaneous task. You have to read and you have to write at the same time. Here is a difference between academic reading and general reading. For general, you will find 2 or more sections in the first and second part. For example, let's say you'll have 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, like short paragraphs and their questions. Whereas in academic test, you'll find long essay and their questions. So 3 parts for academic, 3 parts, 3 long essays. For general, you might find short essays. Let's move on to writing test. Writing test is around 60 minutes and it has 2 parts in it. There is a difference between academic and general. In academic, for part 1, you will be summarizing a chart or a graph or a diagram. And for part 2, you'll get an essay. But in general, you will be writing a letter, whether it's a formal or informal, in part 1, and for part 2 you are getting an essay. So for part 1 you are required to write around 150 words, and for part 2 250 words. It is suggested to spend around 20 minutes in part 1 and around 40 minutes for part 2. This is about the writing test. And now let's move on to speaking test. Speaking test lasts around 11 to 14 minutes, which has 3 parts. In first part, you will have a brief introduction where you will be introducing yourself to the examiner, and you might have 1 to 2 questions about yourself. In part 2, you will be given a topic and you will have 1 minute to prepare, and you have to speak for 2 minutes about the topic. And in part 3, there is a discussion where you have 5 to 6 questions regarding the topic. So that is the IELTS test format: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Thank you so much, guys. If you like the video, like it, share it with your friends who are preparing it, and also subscribe for in next class we will see listening test in deep, and we will see some tips and tricks.